Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my July 2025 TBR. So it is Jane Austen July, and I'm so excited. I always participate in this ever since I've been on BookTube, and it's just a fun month to take some time and appreciate Jane Austen. So I'm going to do most of the prompts, but not all of them. I almost never do all of them, but I try to do at least a few of them and try to get some things, either rereads or some new books off my shelf. So I don't have a very big TBR overall for July because I'm filming this fairly early for me, and I don't know what my mood's going to be because I'm going on vacation, so I will miss a few days at the beginning of July where I will be too busy to be reading, and so I will probably start stuff when I get back. But I'm putting up what I know for sure I want to try to hit in the month. So most of it's Jane Austen July related, and then there's a few books that are 2 series books I would like to make sure I get to in July just to keep myself reading those series. I could have hauled so many books because I'm in the middle of so many series, but these are the 2 that I want to make sure I get to. Anyway, but I will talk about those at the end. First of all, let's talk about Jane Austen July. Jane Austen July is put on by Katie at Books and Things, Marissa at Blatantly Bookish, and Claudia at Spinster's Library. So I will have their announcement videos linked down below. It is a great month-long readathon where it's pretty casual. They have I think it's 7 or 8 prompts or something, and you can participate as much as you want or just as little. So I am, again, only going to do a few of the prompts, but that's just because, again, I've participated so many times that I just want to focus on these things. So the first one is to read one of Jane Austen's main 6 novels, and I am going to reread Pride and Prejudice. This is my favorite book of all time. This is no surprise. I might read it physically, or I might listen to the audiobooks I have by Rosamund Pike, which is really, really good. So we'll see how I feel. I might do immersion read. I don't know. I kind of did that last year with the annotated version, which was really interesting. But this year I just want to just do the original. So either I'll read it or I'll listen to it. But again, this is my favorite book of all time with Elizabeth and Darcy and their struggles and things that happen. Anyway, I will really enjoy that. Then you're supposed to read something else that Jane Austen has written, like something from her Juvenilia or her letters. And I am going to probably start Jane Austen's letters. This I have is collected and edited by Deidre LaFay. So this is one of the collections. I bought this a few years ago. I have read collections of the letters. So like I have a couple of those that I've read, and some of them have the same ones. So this one has supposedly all the ones that we have access to or have left. And so I think I might start it this year. I don't expect myself to finish this because, I mean, the notes are just, I mean, it's incredible. Wow, it's incredible. Like, where are the letters? Okay, the letters are like only 360 pages of this, but the rest are notes. So we'll see how this goes. I do want to at least start these. So this year and maybe next year I finish it, or it just matters how it goes. Again, I just adore Jane Austen, one of my favorite authors, of course, and so I do like reading about her letters because her voice is so clear in them, in some of them. Anyway, so then there's read a contemporary of Jane Austen, and I'm going to read The Mysteries of Udolpho by Anne Radcliffe. I've been trying to get myself to read this for the last couple of years. This is one of hers I've put off. I've read everything by Anne Radcliffe except for this one and Romance of the Forest. So I'm down to 2. So I would really like to finish The Mysteries of Udolpho this year, and then maybe pick up Romance of the Forest later this year so that I'm caught. I've read everything. So I don't know a whole lot about this. I have tried to read this before. I got only 28 pages in. I think it was just not the right time when I tried it. I'm going to try to focus on this in 1 week maybe, or 2 weeks. I don't know. Or maybe I'm going to do partial. I don't know what I'm going to do on this. I'm going to try to get to this later in July. But my goal is to finish this because this is one of those books that's I've tried to put on so many TBRs and stuff. And it's over 600 pages. And so it's long and it's pretty dense. I mean, there's a lot of writing. But I have an audiobook, so I might immersion read. We'll see. But this is my goal in July. This is like, other than rereading Pride and Prejudice, which I will do no matter what, this is my top priority, is to finish the Mysteries of Udolpho, because I just want to be able to say I've read this, and then I can I can just say I've done it, and then I only have one more of her books to read. So I want to do that. Then you could read a retelling of one of Jane Austen's novels. So there's a lot of good ones out there. I have read some good ones. I have read some other ones that weren't so great. This year, I am not planning to read anything, specifically, mostly because I just had a bad experience with an Audible original, that was so bad that I hated. Anyway, that was a retelling or reimagining. So I have decided that I'm not going to force myself to read anything this year. If I mood read and decide I have at least 4 or 5 different ones on my shelf. Actually, I have quite a few to choose from. Today I don't know if I'm going to or not. So we're just going to let that one go. So that's one prompt I probably won't be doing. And then we're supposed to read something for nonfiction about Jane Austen or her time period. So I'm going to read The Genius of Jane Austen by Paula Byrne. I bought this online, probably off eBay or something, last year, I think during Jane Austen July, because people were talking about it, and I just haven't got to this one yet. It says Her Love of Theater and Why She Works in Hollywood. It's covered up here, that's why. Anyway, so I'm curious to see about that, because she really did like theater. And again, I have read some of her letters that talk about her going to the theater and stuff. So I'm curious to see what this says. It's one of the nonfiction about Jane Austen that I haven't got to. So that's going to be my nonfiction. I think that's all the reading prompts. If not, again, the announcement videos will be below that you can go and watch the official ones. Because again, I've taken part in this so much that I just, in my head, know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe not the right way to do that, but there are some watching prompts. The first one is to watch an adaptation of one of her works. So like that's in that time period. So like the Pride and Prejudice 1995 version, as well as the 2005 version, would work for that. Those are the ones I'm gonna watch. I might rewatch Persuasion 1996. I think that's the number. It's 96, 97. I can't remember right now, or maybe that was 95 too. I don't know. It's in the 90s there, but I really like that Persuasion. And then, so I might rewatch those. Then another watching prompt is to watch, like a modern adaptation, like something that, brings like it change, retelling. And I don't have anything that I'm going to read for this or watch for this. I really want to get to Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I watched that like years ago and I read the book years, like when it came out, which just made me laugh. Like it was bad. Like it's my favorite, Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book of all time. And I thought it was so funny with the zombies in it. I guess like that doesn't always work, but it did this time. So anyway, I should really watch. I did buy the movie a couple years ago and I still haven't watched it. So I might do that as my watch, is to watch Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. So we'll see. Anyway, so that's all the stuff I'm going to do for Jane Austen July. Sorry, I blanked out there for a second. The book that they're going to read is Emma. Emma is my least favorite of Jane Austen's novels. I really think it's because I had to write my final paper in college on her, on that book, and it messed me up. Anyway, point is that I have yet to come back to that book. I keep hoping that someday I will be ready to reread that novel, but it's just not this year. So, and they're also going to watch the 2020 Emma, which I haven't seen. But again, it's not a story I'm really interested in at this point, so I probably won't watch that either. So anyway, but as I said, watch their videos and see, and follow them and figure out what you want to do. I really and again, Jane Austen July is just a great time to acknowledge how much I love Jane Austen, and and I might reread. I've been kind of wanting to reread Jane Austen at Home as well. I haven't read that for quite a few years, but again, that's a book by Lucy Worsley's that you do not want to read unless you have read all main 6 novels. Just telling you. Anyway, so then I just have 2 Other books I want to put in here that for sure I want to get into July, mostly because I just want to tell myself I have to read them. But you know what, me and TBRs don't always work, because last month's TBR, I think I only read 1 or 2 books off that whole TBR that I had. So that kind of tells you I am definitely a mood reader. Again, I focus on things like, again, Jane Austen I will focus on, but I don't know what else I'm going to read. And again, I still buy so many books that so much stuff is coming in and who knows what I'll pick up. But I do want to continue the Queens and Monsters series by J.T. Gissinger. The 3rd book is Savage Hearts. I already own book 4 as well. So these are mafia romances and they're just hilarious to me. Okay. They're dark. There is darkness. There is a lot of stuff going on. But I don't even know, like, I don't even know the characters in this one. I haven't looked at it, but I meant to like binge the whole series, but I got caught up in rereading in June. So anyway, I want to continue this series. So this is, I'm still on my dark romance journey for some reason all of a sudden. And then the only other book I'm putting on here is because I didn't get to it in June, and I'm trying to keep to as close to a book a month as I can, because this book is a 15-book series and I want to finish it next year, because I don't think I can do multiple books in a month. But I am going to read Firestorm by Taylor Anderson, which is book, this is book 6. 6, yeah, because it would have been June. So 6 in the Destroyer Man series, which is an alternate history book with people from World War II who got sent to an alternate Earth, and there they meet new rival or enemies, new friends, and the world is just expanding. And it's very, very interesting because there's things that are from the old Earth and there's stuff that, you know, is completely different. And as I said, it's getting so exciting. I mean, I'm still this is book 6 of 15. So there's quite a long journey to go still. I'm really interested. And I've finished the rereads, and I've read, you know, I'm now starting to read books that I haven't read before. And I've had these on my shelves for years. So I really want to finish this series out. So I want to make sure that since I didn't get to it in June, I want to make sure it is a book I read in July. So that is what I'm going to try to focus on in July. Mostly, I want to do the few Jane Austen stuff, and then we'll just mood read around that. But I'm hoping to get to these couple books. There are so many other series that I've started this year that I'd like to make progress in. There's a lot of series that I've started in the past, and I need to reread a book to get forward. So I might do that as well. It just depends on my mood. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel after my vacation. So I didn't want to put too much out there, like, because I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, are you taking part in Jane Austen July? Have you done that before? What's your favorite Jane Austen novel? And let me know what you're reading in July, and I will see you guys later. Bye. And that's Cooper.